What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another breakdown. All right, what's up, guys? I told you guys that I was going to be starting to upload more frequently. Right, I'm trying to get to the point where I'm doing at least once or twice a week for you guys, just to give you guys, push you guys out more content. I know a lot of people are interested in the trading content, right? So I'm trying to give you guys some free content to where I can, just show you guys some trade breakdowns and things of that nature to kind of help you guys and give you guys more content to train your eyes, right? I do know there's a lot of people that do like watching the YouTube, and a lot of people learn from these trade breakdowns and these videos. Okay, so I have noticed that, so I will start posting out a lot for you guys and give you guys that information. All right, so this is something that me and my VIP traders inside the Discord, we had a back testing session this week, and we did break down EuroChef in some of the trades. So I want to break that down with you guys as well. So yeah, I did take some of these trades, so let's talk about it. In the last video that I uploaded, I told you guys that I was going to be launching like a new service for those of you who want to join the community, but necessarily you don't want the full course, right? So if you want to access the community, I have a link down in the description. It's going to be a monthly service. It doesn't cost that much for those of you who want to join it. There's also a free trial as well. There's a 5-day free trial. You can join for 5 days. So you can join the Discord for 5 days, and then if you don't like it, then you don't have to continue, right? It's a 5-day free trial just to give you guys that opportunity. All right, guys, so that's all I have for this intro. We're going to be covering eChef. Now we're going to be covering some of these trade breakdowns and just going over eChef in general, right? So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And what do we see here on eChef? Bearish order flow to the downside, and here's our manipulation. All right, that's a manipulation. That's our most recent manipulation that invalidated the low. So this makes this a key area for me. And also, I believe we are in a 50% of the leg to the downside. So we did trade 50% here, as you guys know. And also, just to give us some more confluence, we are within 80% of this manipulation. As you guys can see, this is the 80% right here of the fibs. You can see we tapped in right there. So what happens when we get to that 80%? Let's go ahead and see it. We have a distribution. All right, we know distribution is evidence of sellers. We have our drives to the downside, a major drive. Also, this distribution was able to invalidate demand right here. We have a reaccumulation that got invalidated from the distro. So what do you guys know? This is a key area. Then this becomes a key setup. This is our UTAD. So this is the last manipulation of our distro. And this is the 50% of the UTAD. You guys can see it right here. It's where we come into. So this is where we're going to start. We're going to start right here. It's going to be the first area that we're going to cover. All right, guys, we're going to start here with the first trade breakdown. And here is going to be our area here. I am looking for us to go above this high. Reason I'm looking for us to go above this high is because we haven't done anything here. This distribution, this little tiny distribution, as you're going to see, once I zoom in, didn't accurately do anything for me. So I'm not trading here. I really am disregarding this price action since it didn't do nothing. So another distro is what we were looking for here. And let's go ahead and let this play out. Let it play out faster. And so here's what we get, right? Let's go down to the 1 minute. Here's what we get. So we have one distribution right here. This distribution turns into a reaccumulation, right? So reason why we did not trade this first distribution is because we had no signs of weakness, right? If we're going to start our range from here, and we can see the market is not creating any signs of weakness to the downside, so we weren't trading this first distribution. If you guys don't know what accumulation distribution are, I would suggest that you go to one of my older videos. I believe I've covered it and explained it just enough. But one thing I want to tell you, a tip about distribution accumulations and Wyckoff, the letters does not matter, okay? The letters do not matter at all. What matters when you're looking at these is, are we seeing sellers give us the momentum towards the downside? So in the distribution, the main thing is, are we seeing active sellers? Are we seeing the drives? Are we seeing that sellers actively want to sell this market? So when we're looking at this right here as a distribution, I boxed it out, we're not seeing enough to the downside. So that means sellers are not all the way interested here yet, right? So when the market does this distribution and we invalidate it, that turns into a confirmed reaccumulation, right? So we want to act as this is a reaccumulation, but we know that we are in a supply zone and we're looking for shorts. So we're not going to trade this. We're going to wait for this to happen. Once this low gets invalidated, guess what? That means, hey, we had potential sellers here. We know the sellers was not strong enough. That's why we didn't see any drives. We didn't see any signs of weakness out of here. So us giving us this drive towards the upside is saying what? We're taking out weak-handed sellers. Okay, so there probably was sellers here. It just wasn't strong enough at the time. And once we go above this high and we come back down to invalidate that, that means this is a manipulation towards the upside. So here's our manipulation. This is what we needed to see. We needed to see that manipulation above this weak-handed sellers, right? Because this distro wasn't enough for us to validate it just off of this, because we did not see that momentum. This right here is giving us more momentum towards the downside than this is. So us seeing that we gave us this manipulation, and let me change this here. I'm gonna put Wyckoff, right? So us seeing that this gave us this manipulation, we can accurately say, hey, okay, if the market's going to go down out of this, it's going to go down from here. This is what we need to trade from. So, I mean, after that, it's pretty simple. It's just setting your orders, right? Setting your fibs here. You can take an entry off the 50%, which is going to give you about a 6.8 pip stop. And then you can take another entry off the 80% right here, which is going to give you about, let's say, a 3 pip stop loss. And because we are targeting higher areas on this, my main target is going to be this low, right? Of course, we partial on the way. We like to partial our profits on the way, so we're not holding this whole thing for the entirety of this time. But this is going to be our main target, is a new low down here, right? Let me delete this real quick. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be our target. So let's go ahead and watch and see what happens here. Go back to the 1 minute. And we can see that we tap into the 50, we tap into the 80, and watch what happens. A lot of people, when you're trading, you get scared right here and you're seeing the market go higher, you're in drawdown. And some people might even close it because they're thinking, okay, we want to see a tap and leave, right? That's one thing that I see in the smart money community, right? Once we have a area or we have a order block, sort of say, we like to see the market tap and leave. And some people, when they don't see that, when they see the market is playing around in their area, they're close their trade. One thing you don't know is the market is fractal. So guess what we can do here? We're creating another distribution that gives us even more validation of sellers, right? So when the market plays around in your area, it doesn't always mean that it's going to fail, right? Look for that schematic. See if the market is giving you evidence of sellers. See if the market is giving you momentum towards the downside from the candles. And that'll tell you, hey, maybe I need to stay in this trade. And we can see here that the market falls short, right? There is a distro in here. There's a fractal distribution. It's probably on the 1 second time frame, okay? If I zoom in, I could do the exact same thing that I was looking at here. Now here we can see our drives, okay? If I go to a seconds time frame, we can see multiple drives. So you can see we kind of have like the same thing that was going on here. We have these bearish candles right there, and then we have our main manipulation. And inside of this, we have our drives, 1, 2, 3. We have actually 4 drives. We only need 3, but we can see that. Look at the rejections, right? Look at the rejections of these wicks. That's telling us sellers are getting interested in the market. Okay, market goes down, we come back up here. You can see this wick tests this area and we go lower. So that validates this area and that validates this trade, and we can see what happens. The market completely falls. All right, now we're break even on this trade, and we're gonna start taking partials as soon as we get to areas over here, right? Once we get to these lows over here and we start targeting lows like this, then we'll start taking partials and hold it to our main area. All right, guys, here we go. We're in the next part of our trade breakdown. I'll fast forward a little bit, and here is where we break down the first couple of trades, and now we're going to be breaking down the second couple of trades in this area because of this, right? So kind of giving a background on this a little bit, let's go down to like the 15-minute time frame. And here we go, right? So we had our first major distribution with sell orders coming in right here. After that, we see the market go down and we redistribute. So what is our point of interest here? This manipulation towards the upside right there is going to be our next point of interest. And you can see the market sells off after that. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw our fibs out, and we're going to be looking for the market to show us something inside of this area right here. And our line in the sand is going to be this high. So as long as we do not break this high right here, we're going to be looking for that. So let's go down to the smaller time frame and let's see what's going on in the market. So we're looking for signs of sellers. Okay, we're looking for those drives to the downside. So far we can see we have one drive to the downside. Let's see if we can go ahead and see if the market is going to show us those signs of sellers. So far, what are we seeing? We are seeing multiple drives, right? We're seeing multiple drives. We haven't gotten a change of character, or we haven't gotten a any types of manipulation just yet. So those are things we're still waiting for. Okay, here we go. What can we see has just happened? So looking at this market, we can see we have one drive, two drive, potential three drive. The only thing that we're missing is a change of character. So if we don't get the change of character underneath this low, we're not going to look to sell this market until we get that change of character. Let's see if we get that. Okay, so we do not get that change of character. That means we are not going to be trading this potential area here. We're not going to be trading this potential area. That's what that means. Let's let the market go a little bit more. Okay, so now what are we seeing? We're seeing one drive, another drive, another drive. This here could potentially be our manipulation as long as we get that change of character, as you know. So let's see what the market does. We get this huge move towards the upside, and now this low does not become our new low. This low becomes our new low that needs to be broken since we did not invalidate that low. Okay. Okay, so we're seeing the market fly towards the upside. Does that mean this trade is over? No, that does not mean this trade is over. We are not going to say this trade is over until we break this high. Okay, you have to be firm in your strategy, all right? So this is still valid for me as long as we break this low. The market is fractal. So yes, we have a potential distribution here. All we need is this low to break to validate it as a distro. But we also have a fractal distribution for me. As you guys can see, we have some drives here. Now, the only thing about a distribution and when we're talking about Wyckoff is a range, right? All we need to do is validate a range. Can we validate a range here? Yes, we can, right? We have the high, we have the low. We can see that the market is starting to slow down right here, right? So we have one, we have two drives. Potentially we could have another drive, and let's see what happens, right? So what do we see happening here? The market goes ahead and confirms a distribution right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this out some more, and let's see what's happening. All right, now understand that this here was going to be what we need to mitigate, right? Boom, off of this distribution. I don't believe the market got there. No, we did not get there. We did not get to the 50%. But look what's happening, guys. The market goes ahead and confirms our distro. Yeah, there you go. So the market goes ahead and confirms our distro. Now we have a confirmed distribution. Okay. Now we can start looking for our entries. Where are we going to be looking for entries? So here's what I did with this trade. Draw out my fibs. So my first entry was off this 50% here, and the stop loss was above this high right here. So I am trading this redistribution, and the reason why I can do that is because I was going to split my orders. So I was going to have another order potentially at this 80% up here. Okay. And those were going to be my 2 orders. So just in case that the market stopped me out here at the 50%, and my stop loss was going to be at the high here of this tiny redistribution, I was going to have an order at the 80%, because our entire distribution is valid as long as we do not break this high. Okay, so that means I can have this entry here, and I can have both of these entries. All right, so go ahead and draw this down to this low real quick for you guys. And let's watch what happens. So here we go. The market goes ahead and gives us this first entry at the 50%. And do we? Yes, we make a new low. Okay, so we make a new low, which means that this entry now, I'm going to delete this entry. And here's what we can do. We're going to try to stack our entries. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these fibs, and I'm going to draw another fib for you guys. And it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be from this high to this low, and my entry is going to be at the 50% again. And we're going to have our stop loss at this high now. Since we already have an entry, we're going to have another entry right there, targeting the low, right? So let's go ahead and watch what happens. The market mitigates right here, and we get our push down. So I was going to do the same thing again and have another entry. We're just going to keep stacking our positions. But as I know, the market did not give us any more positions than this. We did continue lower. And just to kind of speed this up and show you guys the results, we did go completely lower after that, right? And of course, we had our Asian session timing here. This is why we don't trade Asian session. And the market goes completely lower, hitting our first take profit here. And then our second area is going to be down here. Okay, so that's some breakdowns that I wanted to do for you guys covering this week. eChef was like the best market that I was looking at this week, so I wanted to break that down for you guys on the YouTube and show you guys some of the stuff that we were looking at this week. That's pretty much it for this breakdown, guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns about the Discord community or want to join the Discord community, link will be in the description and things of that nature. I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys have any ideas or you have any suggestions for videos that you want me to make, please let me know, guys. I will make it for you, and let me know what your interests are, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a profitable trading week. Peace out.